Jim, I'm a doctor, not a pool man. So the division, 2 weeks of GE. So I hope we've all been farming like mad people. I know I have. And it was the amazing turn of the Tactician this time. Fortunately for me, I had a Tactician ready to go. So for all those new to playing Tactician, this will be a guide to Lexington challenging solo. Now you'll notice I'm not using the generally agreed upon best Tactician strat, which is to use an assault rifle for enemy armor damage. I got just so sick of farming that by the second day I was like, I'm going to switch to SMGs. Just cause. So I made myself a pair. The only blueprint that was available at 204 was these police 821s, so that's what I went with. I'd have preferred MP5s, but yeah, whatever. So that was the first section cleared. This second section, yeah, this is just annoying mainly. Just because this is really the only viable place to put your turret. So line your turret up. Normally I would take water here, but I've been farming hard and water just refuses to drop sometimes. There's a 2-second cooldown after you've thrown your turret, so bear that in mind. But I wanted my turret to have the 30 stacks from my Tactician. And that's mainly why I'm shooting these dudes with my SMGs, is just to get the stacks up again. Because the turret will build your stacks, but 5 times as slowly. So even if you're just creating an annoyance with your own gun, your stacks are building more quickly. And this takes about 8.5 minutes if I use assault rifles, but like I say, I was using SMGs. And because of the modifier where people get stunned, you can afford to be way more aggressive. Because of that, dude's going to take a knee. But yeah, I don't know, people sliding across the ground, not taking damage, all amazing stuff. And because we're speed farming, I'm not going to pick that gold up. What I was doing was doing about 6 runs, and then on the last run, I would make sure I picked up everything to either break it or sell it. Because going into this event, I needed just to complete 1 set of the 3 that I was interested in, and I just needed the striker mask. So for me, and I imagine for most people, it just became a hunt for div tech, because you were getting, what is it, 22 to 38 per box, and then obviously breaking all the gear as well, you get div tech from that. And I think it took me 4 striker boxes to get the mask I was after. And then after that, it was just, I didn't really care what box I buy. I'd just buy a box and break the shit. Now here, halfway down this chain link fence, there's a chair that's on its side. So if you aim to put your turret on that, throw your bombs first, and then your turret, you've got no skill cooldown. So you can get both of your skills out there more quickly. Now the aim here is to get rid of that sniper, because she is just a pain in the dick. And my bombs... yeah, the Seeker mines, they've got a mind of their own, so yeah, it's going to take us 2 Seekers to kill the sniper. So once most of the enemies are cleared from that side, move your turret. And that's very rare for them to actually land a grenade up on this little platform. They either normally drop early and bounce off the fence that's in front of us, or fly right over. But if one lands, just roll off. And yep, that's the sniper dead. They'll die to bleed. Me, I'm running 2.9 firearms, 3.1 stamina, and 9.8 skill power. But that's because I want to unlock the privileges on my gun, and it's mainly predatory you need health for. Because a lot of people advise 2.210, but I would prefer to run a 204 gun, so I'm a little bit more able to protect myself with my actual weapon. Now here, this is just for speed's sake. You don't have to change your turret to a flame turret. I just do because it speeds this whole process along, because once people are on fire, they can't run at you. But if you put your turret on the floor, then enemies will just charge at it and smash it. But the heavy cannot climb on that little plant box there. So the only thing they can do is shoot it. Wait for Roy to speak. Throw your mines. And then as soon as you get the red tracking lines, you can actually shoot enemies through that door, even though it appears to be a solid object. Sometimes that door will glitch out and just stays there. Yeah. At this point, There you go. A little trick there for you. I did the roll there so I didn't get the stumble animation from my turret blowing up. Just so that I can get in my menu more quickly. I've killed Lorraine by close to 300 times this global event. So, yeah, more on that later. And then you just have to wait for these elevators. So, bye-bye stacks. The only place where your stacks disappear. They will survive gear set transitions as well. Which is nice. And you can start running before you get your screen back. You'll hear the elevator ding, and then there'll be a metallic clank about half a second later. That's when you can start running. So again, here, set your turret up, but throw your bombs first, and then your turret. Because as soon as your skills deploy, that's when the enemy will notice you. And then we'll move on up. The heavy is the most important enemy to take down here. A lot of these boxes they can actually climb on top of to kick your turret. And these assholes are just annoying when they go down behind these boxes. And then when you give them a bit of zappy, they take a knee behind, so you can't effectively shoot them. So if those jerry cans are still there, blow them up, because it will keep all the dudes inside the room that they spawn in, so that your seeker mines can do more damage. Turret's gone away, so replace with a 30 stack, and then kill this last dude. And here, I guess his grenade doesn't start a fire when it blows up that jerry can. That was news to me. But between my SMGs and the turret, we've already killed both shotgunners that rush out there. And then it's just a case of killing these dudes. Now you notice on the radar, it's showing enemies behind me. They are actually not part of the mission. So here we're going to have to do a little trick, because I want to switch to my DPS gear, but you can't switch gear sets while you're in combat. So we'll just rush on back to the elevator, because it's considered a safe zone. So yeah, there you go. And then there's 2 ammo boxes on the way. Doesn't matter which one you stock at. And then I try and grab the loot off the floor, because it's annoying to see those pillars of light come through the floor when you're in the boss room and you can't actually pick them up. And you can, as you just saw, grab gear at full sprint if you time the button correctly. Now here I would prefer flame grenades, but again I don't have any, so we'll just have to go for tear gas, because it will stop enemies rushing. Good tactic against shotgunners. Flame is better because it actually does damage as well while they're standing there, not rushing you. But what can you do? Now this part, Lorraine will go through her whole speech unless you discharge your weapon, and then it's on. So you can deploy your turret, and as long as it lands on this post, now you want to aim for this corner that's closest to you. Now you heard the heavy shout, that means that turret can aim at least one of the heavies, and that's what you want to be going for. And then deploy your seekers, and hopefully they'll track onto both heavies and not Lorraine, because otherwise 2 of them will get stuck being all derpy, because she's actually out of bounds at the minute. Just change guns. I did actually switch to ARs here to make it a little quicker. Switch to my second AR because it's got skilled on, which gives me an extra 15% skill power, I think, maybe 20%. Destroy my turret as I run down, and then put my turret on this corner again so it can fire down on these idiots. Take some water, extra damage to elites, and then here comes the ray. Now if you're good here, you can actually just get a trap there and just melt her face right off. But as soon as she's lost half a shield, you get a second spawn of enemies. but my Seekers actually managed to get in there and destroy most of them. Now, sometimes the enemies can get all derpy and get stuck inside that room, and your Seekers won't go in there to kill them. So you'll have to go down there and finish the job with your weapon. But as you can see, my LVAOC does actually do a pretty good job of killing these dudes. It is fully pimped to 228. So switch back to my second weapon just cause. Oh, there we go. Mission over. About 10 minutes. Grab the loot. And we're not going to run out of the building. We're just going to hit the map and hold triangle. And away we go. And that is the whole of Lexington. On challenging, done in about 10 minutes. With less than optimal setup. Switch back to my farming gear. You're welcome, Roy. Roy.
I owe you, Agent. Hell of a job.